friends, I am Anika Larsen, aka Green Mom AF, and this is the Broadway vlog to save the planet, where I want to help you go from feeling helpless and hopeless to helpful and hopeful, which is what the UN Global Goals for Sustainability did for me. Today we're talking about goal number 10, reduced inequalities. Sing it, Gregory.
Reduced inequalities.
Here to talk about it with us is Vanessa Williams. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello, how are you?
Vanessa, you were the first African-American Miss America, and I got to tell you, I so clearly remember that night when I was a little girl. I was watching with my mom and sisters, and we were rooting for you so hard. And when you won, gosh, it felt so important.
You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things when history happens and it involves you. You have no idea how it happens, but it did, and it changed my life.
Yeah. Well, because then you went on to become a wildly successful singer and actor. You have done so much TV and film. And of course, you have also starred on Broadway in Kiss of the Spider Woman, Into the Woods, Sondheim on Sondheim, The Trip to Bountiful, After Midnight, and most recently last year in POTUS. And I got to say, if I may speak for the theater community, we are all very thrilled and proud that you have become one of us.
Well, I was one growing up. So I started studying acting when I was a freshman in high school. And then, of course, went on to Syracuse University as a BFA major and got a chance to sing and dance and act every day. And, of course, play piano and all that stuff.
Okay, so Vanessa, global goal number 10.
Reduced inequalities.
What exactly is the goal of this goal?
It is to reduce inequality within and among countries.
Sing it, Gregory.
Reduce inequality within and among countries.
So what this goal is saying is that too much of the world's wealth is held by a very small group of people. This often leads to financial and social discrimination. And in order for nations to flourish, equality and prosperity must be available to everyone, regardless of gender, race, religious beliefs, or economic status. When every individual is self-sufficient, the entire world prospers.
Yes. And it's the responsibility of every community everywhere to deal with the ways that inequalities manifest in their part of the world. So here in our theater industry, for the past few years, we have had a greater reckoning with inequalities, particularly in terms of the treatment of BIPOC people in our industry and with representation and inclusion both on stage and off, and in whose stories we are choosing to tell. Now, one of the organizations founded in this time is Black Theater United, and you are a founding member. Can you please tell everyone about it?
Well, Black Theater United was a group that we started right after the heels of the George Floyd murder. And I got a call from Audra McDonald, who had just spoken to LaShawns, and we all called our friends in the theater community saying, what can we do? We need to do something. We all created a group of 17 founders. And we didn't know what to tackle first. Is it police reform? Is it more legislation? We ended up working on equality within the theater community. And we created a document over the last 2 years called the New Deal for Broadway. And we met with producers, theater owners, creators, union members, to make a document that people would be able to agree upon about equality in the theater. And that meant from being a safe space for people of color, but also for opportunities for more artistry, more power, more of the pie. We have a great mentorship that we are mentoring young Black students and individuals in every aspect, marketing, costume design, sound design, stage management, everything across the board. And we're also working on the realization that there's got to be more invested in terms of owning theaters.
That's fantastic. I just recently learned about, it's a coalition of theater artists and professionals. It's called Counting Together. And they are out there and they're literally counting. They're gathering the statistics in our industry across the country and in New York to sort of lay bare the systems of exclusion. And so it's the data, so that it's undeniable. Now, back to globally, if we widen the lens out from the theater world, some of the targets of Goal 10 are...
The targets!
To increase the income of the bottom 40% of the population.
Promote the social, economic, and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, gender identity, sexual orientation, ability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic or other status.
Ensure equal opportunities by eliminating discriminatory laws, policies, and practices.
Adopt fiscal and social policies that promote equality.
Facilitate responsible and well-managed migration policies.
And encourage development assistance and investment in least developed countries. Okay, Vanessa, these are big targets, right? And you guys out there might be wondering what you can do to help.
What can I do?
Our problems can seem so massive and the solutions so out of our control that it can be overwhelming, but there is always something that you can do, something that's manageable for you in your life. If we all just keep trying to do the next right thing.
Do the next right thing.
Together, we can achieve these goals.
Yes, we can.
Of course, you can always find a Goal 10 charity and make a donation, big or small. CharityWatch.org is a great place to find organizations working to reduce inequalities.
And raise your voice against any kind of discrimination.
Run or volunteer in a voting registration campaign to help increase the representation of minorities and underprivileged groups in government.
Support migrants and refugees in your communities.
Favor companies that are inclusive. Your dollars really matter here.
And as always, stay informed and vote.
Vote.
Vote!
This is another goal, you guys, right, Vanessa? This is a goal where public policy, both at local and federal levels, really impact people's lives. Alrighty. As always, we end the Broadway vlog to save the planet with the lightning round.
The lightning round!
The clock starts now. What rich character in a musical would be most likely to give away all their money if they really understood the devastating effects of income inequality? Daddy Warbucks from Annie, the King of Siam from The King and I, Ava Perón from Evita, Benny from Rent, Captain Von Trapp from The Sound of Music.
I thought you were going to say Auntie Mame, damn it.
That could be your answer.
Auntie Mame.
She goes rogue. What's the most important thing for you to do to regenerate? The thing you need to take care of yourself physically or mentally?
Ooh, a good stretch and a nice cup of tea.
What activist or leader would you most want as your high school drama teacher?
I would say Cicely Tyson. I'm biased. I've worked with her, but she was dropping pearls of wisdom every day.
What role have you always wanted to play but have never gotten to play because you were quote unquote the wrong gender?
Maybe Captain Von Trapp in Sound of Music.
True or false? Theater makers, as storytellers, are uniquely positioned to shine a light on inequality and injustice and to help rectify it.
True, absolutely. The power of that glorious, sacred place that we call the theater can change lives.
Since a revival of a show is basically reusing, recycling, repurposing it, so it's super good for the planet, what show would you want to recycle to star in?
Probably now, since I just turned 60, maybe Pal Joey. I've got the seasoned adult wherewithal, I think, to tackle that role.
Who's greener, Elphaba or Greta Thunberg?
Greta Thunberg's got it, man. She is the greenest warrior on the planet right now.
Who has been one of your favorite people to work with in this business?
I would have to say Stephen Sondheim, just because he encapsulates pretty much everything. Alongside, James Lapine, who they were the dynamic duo. I was lucky to be part of the revival in 2002 of Into the Woods, and new music was written for The Witch. And watching that creative process, having the fax machine back in the day come in with Steve Sondheim's new lyrics and James Lapine saying, the witch takes her hand and suffocates the baby with her. No, Steve, she's not going to kill the baby.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you for watching. My friends, if you are ever feeling down about it all, please know that the climate revolution is a groundswell of people working toward shared prosperity on a healthy planet, with more and more people every day out there innovating, problem solving, making good trouble, all in the ways that make sense for them, and you can too. Arthur Ashe said, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Let's all just do the next right thing, and together we are going to make a greener and fairer and more prosperous world.